Once again, my name is Hon M T Monguno. I represent Marte Monguno, Ganzai Federal Constituency of Borno State. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have a matter of urgent public importance brought to Order 8, Rule 4 of the rules of this Honorable House, and the matter concerns the increase in University of Maiduguri fees. And I am further craving the indulgence of this Honorable House to suspend the relevant rules so that the matter can be taken now. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The motion reads thus. The House received with deep concern the recent decision by the management of the University of Maiduguri to increase the registration and other fees of students of the school from 40% to 400% in certain instances as strategically regrettable and unhelpful in the face of the plight of the people of the Northeast as a whole. An example is an increase from 25,000 to 129,000 as bench charges and other fees for some students. Notes that irrespective of the justification that may be attached to this decision due to maybe the peculiar operational and managerial realities of the school, this decision is one that must worry every well-meaning Nigerian at this time. Observes that education remains the biggest repellent and the most potent tool in our arsenal as a people to not only defeat Boko Haram for good, but also revamp the Northeast from the shackles of underdevelopment and poverty. Acknowledges the prime place the University of Maiduguri holds in this regard is invaluable in the Northeast in particular and to the entire northern Nigeria and Nigeria in general. Further acknowledges the courage and determination of the university management by being steadfast in the provision of excellent academic environment and without shutting its campuses in the face of severe threats during the heightened activity of the insurgency, begs the case that this decision be reviewed. Aware that with the over 14 million Nigerian children of school age not in school, and of these numbers not attending school, 62% live in northern Nigeria. Half of the men in the northeast Nigeria have received no education at all, and this figure rises to over 61% for women. It is imperative that school in the Northeast remains of strategic national interest with overwhelming national security importance. Considers that the fact that Borno State has the highest number of people that don't have access to education due to the present Boko Haram crisis in particular, and more than enough reason to ensure that the least burden for access and viability of education as a fundamental privilege is ensured as far as possible, especially for University of Maiduguri. Observe that all stakeholders must rise to the occasion at this moment to ensure that this state of affairs is reversed due to the greater need to propagate the right value of tolerance, liberalism, multiculturalism, and self-empowerment through education at the highest levels. Note that to allow this decision to start will be to further push the entire people of Borno and the Northeast into a state of utter despair, having been beaten away from their farms, their lands, their fishing activity, and where most have lost their livelihood due to the absence of an economy. This will narrow their choices and amplify their appeal towards those against education, therefore deepening the gulf and the impact of the insurgency. And aware that a lot of students, especially from Borno and the Northeast states, will drop out of school. If this decision sees light of the day, the situation may force them to become a social menace to the society. Resolves to mandate the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services to engage the management of the University of Maiduguri to stay action on the increment to enable the committee carry out its investigation on the matter in a bid to finding a lasting solution. I so move. that the northeastern part of this country is ravaged as a result of the activities of the Boko Haram insurgency. And even the name Boko Haram, literally translated means education is forbidden. And the main reason that the Boko Haram came into existence is to prohibit the acquisition of Western education, not only in the northeastern part of the country, but the whole country as a whole. And now, for the University of Maiduguri to increase fees will go a long way in discouraging people from the acquisition of education, especially against the backdrop of the fact that the economy in the Northeast now is in a state of comatose as a result of the activities of the Boko Haram insurgency. Majority of the people in the Northeast are now displaced. They are in internally displaced people's camps, and some of them are refugees outside the country. For the University of Maiduguri to now go ahead to increase those fees, it's like trying to defeat the desire of the government to bring education to the doorsteps of the people. And apart from economic activities, there is no farming activity. Business activities are completely down. So where will the parents of these children get this money to pay these fees? There is no way they can get this money. So ultimately, it means these children are going to drop out of school, thereby allowing Boko Haram to achieve their aims of an objective. So there is a need for our committee to interface with the management of University of Maiduguri and then impress on them the need for them to reverse this decision, having regard to the peculiarities that we have in the Northeast. Thank you very much.
Those in favor of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.